Bango niyang niluluto mo ah. Pero ako pa. Paborito ko yan.
Sa World Remit, naiintindihan namin ang iyong paglalakbay. Na minsan, kailangan lumayo upang makamit ang tagumpay. With ways to save more, when you send more, World Remit is here for you, so you can be there for them.
Okay, nako, magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat. Welcome po sa ating program. Ito ay, biglang program natin ngayon. Biglaan in the sense that nabakanti ho kami for a week or two yata. No? Dahil ako ho'y nasa labas ng bansa, no? Nasa Spanya. Ayan. Magandang hapon ho. Welcome ho rito sa ating program, Sonny Laragan Show today, of course. At syempre kasama natin, may kasama tayo every Wednesday, no? Ito ho yung pakilala ko na, diretso na, no? Pero first of all, magandang hapon ho sa lahat ng ating mga kababayan sa apat na sulok ho ng United Kingdom, sa Europa, sa buong mundo, sa ang mga bahagi ho kayo ng mundo, naroon, welcome ho. Ako po si Sonny Laragan. Ngayon ho, pakikilala ko yung napakaganda, beauty, no? At akala ko nasa Pilipinas, nagulat nga ako dahil sabi ko, wow, Dubai nung nakaraan, Greece nung nauna, biglang napunta ng Italy yata. Sabi ko, teka muna, parang iba-ibang time zones yata itong kumari ko kung saan-saan na lang napupunta. No? Yung kanyang beauty, lumilipad maski saan. Mga kaibigan, syempre, welcome natin. Yung aking kasama, no? Co-host dito sa ating programa. Walang iba kundi the Brains and Beauty, very entrepreneurial. And pag nakikita ko, parang it gives me joy because, you know, when a thing of beauty is a joy forever nga, sabi nila. Pag nakakasama ko, parang ako kayo nakakakita ng Beauty and the Beast. So, okay na ho sa akin yung Beast dahil at least may beauty. Mga kaibigan, ang beauty of the show, walang iba kundi si Miss MARITES Allen. Mare, good afternoon.
Hello, pare. Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. It's nice to be back. It's been siguro ilang linggo tayo, pare. Ikaw, welcome back, ha? From your very like bright and sunny Spain episodes, you know, escapades. Ang ganda-ganda. Thank you, pare, for showing us the other week of your beautiful home in Spain.
Okay. Oh. Very bare pa. Nilagas-lagas yun. Nilinis ng... Meron kaming i-hire na... Ang pangalan si Fran. Pero may utang pa sa amin. Oo. Ang mahal, Mare, 1,500 euros. Pinalinis lang yun. Tapos usapan doon...
Tapos ilang oras yun? Ilang
araw
yun?
Hindi namin alam. Hindi naman namin nalaman kung sino gumawa. Baka i-claim niya na nandun siya. Siguro baka nag-hire ng mga ilang tao. Binayaran niya lang ng mura.
Correct.
Tapos pa-check lang siya dahil alam ko may trabaho. Andun pa rin, di ba, usually may skip, yung, alam mo yung skip, yung lalagyan ng mga basura, kunyari may ginagawa sa isang construction. Andun pa rin yung kalat eh.
Paano? So who's gonna collect it?
Yun nga, ganun nga ang mga Spanish eh. Buwang nakausap kasi natakot naman kami na hindi namin kaagad bayaran dahil may mga cases na nanununog ng mga bahay yung mga tao ron, di ba?
Wow.
So, binayaran kaagad. We just paid. Pinunta namin pero hindi pa tapos yung job talaga. Akala namin But anyway, okay na yun. Ang kagandahan lang naman, I went to some places. Murcia is a nice, puro region ng Spain, pare. Puro region.
O tsaka ang ganda talaga ng weather, the food is nice, ano yan pare, yung quality of living and the quality of food talaga ang sarap-sarap.
Yes, at saka mura doon eh. Yung mga isda,
Mura
pescado. They call it pescado. Yung mga chicken kasi, pollo yan. Pollo. Yung kasi double L, parang Y eh. Oo. So, ayun lang naman. There's this nice Murcia region. Mare, puntahan mo yun. Murcia, kasi mga regions, actually, ang tao, akala nila, matagal ng bansa ang Spain. Hindi, bago lang yan. Kamukha ng Italy, bago lang yan. Kamukha ng Israel, bago lang yan. Mga bagong bansa yan. Kasi nung araw, mga iba-ibang kingdoms yan. Pati Italy, for example, Kingdom of Venice. Ang Venice was a kingdom. Bagong pagsasama na lang yung Italy na yan. Bago rin pagsasama ang Spain. Yung mga,
Yeah.
yung North, ang Spain kasi, Mare, ano yan parang Muslim-infested nung araw. Kasi malapit yan sa mga Morocco.
Yeah.
Dati puro Spanish siya, kaya yung mga Granada. Napunta ka na ba sa Granada?
Oh, yes,
Oh,
of
yes.
course, yeah.
Oh,
We've been to
yun.
Granada, we've been everywhere.
Yeah, Moorish influence yun. Moorish, ibig sabihin ng Moorish, yung mga Muslim, yung mga Moro, kaya nga Moorish, Moro, di ba, tawagin natin. So, yun, maraming influences yung mga architecture sa buong Spain. Mostly Moorish, except sa North. Hindi naka-invade ang mga Moorish sa mga North, yung mga San Sebastian, mga Bilbao sa taas. Pero sa baba, pababa, Madrid or pababa, puro na-conquer ng ng mga Muslims ng araw, Moorish.
Pero na-notice mo pare, ang dami-daming British, ang dami-daming Briton sa Spain na nagbabakasyon. Because I remember we were in Gibraltar, we went as far as Gibraltar.
Yes.
Ang currency nila pare, it's actually, di ba, the tip of Spain, yung pinakahuli doon. Then you have to cross. You have to walk to cross the border.
Yes.
Yung border nila is after the airport.
Aeroplano. Pwede ka masagasaan.
Yes, yung one-way. Tatakbo ka na wala pang aeroplano.
Okay.
Ang currency pare is pounds.
Hindi, British yun eh. British eh.
Oo. So parang 'di ba, parang ang daming Briton talaga mga kaibigan. They really love Spain. Spain.
Well, yes, parang the biggest yata is mga British yata in some places, no. Pero mostly all Europeans are there. Norwegians, Russians are now there. Dutch people kasi nga maganda ang weather. So they flock to Spain, di ba?
At saka cheaper. Alam mo pare, looking around, alam mo one day, sabi ko nga, you can really like, kami ni Nick, nag-uusap kami minsan. I mean, now that London is like so dark and gloomy at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, parang, why are we here again? Parang,
ito na naman.
Oh my God.
Ito na naman.
I was just talking to another friend. Tawa sila ng tawa. Sabi ko, yeah, I know. It's like so stupid, no? Like, why are you back there? We left like 20 years ago. So, anyways, ganun naman ang buhay eh. Hindi mo alam paikot-ikot ng buhay natin. Mabeauty din yun. It's, you've come to appreciate it kasi sa Pilipinas, puro init tsaka ulan, no? Dito, ma-appreciate mo na pag may nagbabago. Kita mo ngayon, nauhulog ng leaves. Di ba? Yes,
mamaya, kalbo na yung puno. Mamaya, namumukadkad na naman. Mamaya,
yan ang
makapal na naman
so it really gives you, parang it really gives you that life.
Yes.
Na may mga changes. Oy pare, greet naman natin yung ating mga viewers. Yung ating mga
greet
suki.
natin. Direct, pakipasok natin yung mga bumabati sa atin. Sige, okay. Para i-acknowledge natin. Say hello to them. Yes.
Oo. May unang tanong si Miss Maggie Paras daw. Hello Mr. Sonny, Miss Allen. May choice na po ba kayo sa president natin? Sino po ang napupusuan ninyo? Ako wala pa. I wanna see everyone talk. Yan ang sa akin. I wanna see everybody speak and then do the parang debate. Ikaw pare?
Ako, meron na ako.
Meron ka na.
Oo, isi-share ko. Naalala mo nung nandun tayo sa Romulus Cafe, tayo nila Peps, at meron tayong content clip na sino sa'yo, Mare? Sino sa'yo, pare? Di ba? Ganun, naalala mo yun? Meron na ako, kaya like, maaring magbago, maaring hindi, pero yun na yun. Pero siyempre, parang iba na ngayon, iba na labanan ngayon, di ba? Iba na ang Sino ba tumatakbo? Sino ba tumatakbo? Si Manny Pacquiao, Bongbong Marcos,
then you have Isko Moreno.
Si Isko Moreno.
And then
para sa akin, si Isko Moreno, hindi pa ready yan eh. Para sa akin, opinion ko lang muna. I don't know with you, no? What do you think? Pwede na ba siya?
No.
Hindi
Lenny
pa.
Robredo.
Yan ang maglalaban. Lenny Robredo, kay Frankie Kiko Palingilinan, and then si Panfilo Lacson, Soto.
At saka si Soto, di ba?
Soto, ang kanyang running mate. Sino pa ba ang presidente? Manny Pacquiao, hindi ko alam kung sino ang kanyang running mate. Sino pa ba?
Oo nga pala.
Isko Moreno.
No?
Pero si Isko, hindi naman sa no? Pero napakaaga pa. Masyadong ambitious masyado.
Maaga pa, maaga pa,
Maaga pa,
oo.
oo.
Pero ano ba pare, may mga malakas yan sila sa ano, sa I don't know, sa mga business, people and everything. May kanya-kanya yan. Kaya nga for me, I think the best time to talk about this is siguro mga March and April. Yan. Tapos magdebate sila. So we can see. We can
Okay,
see kung
okay.
ano yung mga projects
So wala ka
nila.
pa, parang ang style mo, Mare,
Wala pa
sa
ako.
atin, maghihintay ka pa. Ganyan.
Well, honestly, I have to remain apolitical simply because I did and I do some of the consultations, mga auspicious date selection, mga destiny reading. Kaya nga after ng call ng ating show ngayon, I have to rush for another consultation again with
Sige, sige. Well,
uh,
it's a quick one lang naman. Sige, okay. Sino pa ba mga messages? Sige, messages, ano
sino
pa?
pa? Direct,
Direct, sige, sige,
magandang
pasok lang natin.
hapon.
Teka na, hindi ko pa pala
Si
na...
Edgar Duway, magandang hapon sa inyong lahat. Thank you, Edgar. Thank you
Okay,
for
mabuhay, Edgar, no?
watching.
Thank you.
Oo.
Oops.
Yes, Sanchez Grace. Good afternoon po sa inyong lahat. I'm watching from Lisbon, Portugal.
Uy,
Ay, na.
mabuhay.
Thank
Grace,
you.
nakakatuwa naman si Grace, nakakatuwa. Hindi kasi,
Oo.
hindi siya, no? She watches all of our shows. Mabuhay ka,
Ang
Grace, ha?
galing.
Sana we have the chance na magkita. Alam mo, si kumari ko, jet setter yan, eh.
Oo, magkita tayo. Alam mo, dapat meron tayong reunion man lang. Why don't we do that, no? Filipino TV Europe,
Yes.
fans dito sa UK. Di ba?
Mare,
Lang.
alam mo, hindi sa pagmamalaki, Mare. Nung ako may radio show nung araw sa Pilipinas, meron kaming meet-ups ng mga fans ko every Sunday sa Folk
Oy,
Arts
ang ganda
Theater.
niyan.
Yeah, oo.
Oo.
May group yon. Doon na sila nagkamahalan, naging magkakaibigan, mga ano ko lang. Tapos mag-fun run kami ron. Ah,
Ay,
nakakatawa
ang
yun.
galing. That's nice.
That's nice. Tapos sa iba dyan,
Oo.
minsan iba nakakasalubong ko pa rin sa UK eh. Lalapit sa akin.
Sige nga, malay mo. Gawin natin.
Diba?
Malay mo. Gawin natin.
oo.
before Christmas.
Masarap yung mag-get
Oo.
together. Kunyari, one time, kita tayo mo sa Hyde Park. Si Mare, magdadala kami ng
Correct.
konting,
Let's
diba?
do that.
Let's do that.
Oo,
Lalo
gawin
na,
natin. I'm all for it. Let's
it's
pick
nice
a day
to
na
meet up with,
maganda yung araw. Sige.
Sige, let's do that.
Tapos,
Let's do that.
Edgar Duway, thank you
Edgar
daw.
Duway.
Blessed Sunday here in Derby. Keep smiling, everyone. Sige.
Oops,
And then, we have,
Saan ba ito
because we
pare?
have Nikki coming in at 1:40.
Sorry, Mare. Ba't hindi ko mapatay?
Ayun. So, okay. Ludi Samson, magandang hapon po, Sir Sonny, Ma'am Marites. Thank you so much, Ludi. And the next, I believe we have read na si Maggie Paras. Edgar, ang mahal pala daw, Tito Sonny, sinama mo na lang sana ako nakamura ka pa sa cleaning fee.
Oo
Ito
nga, hindi naman namin akalain eh. Sabi, kasi nakita namin yon, meron siyang, we were driving one time, Mare, nakita namin siya na siya, yung bulldog, yung JC, sa Pilipinas, hindi kilala ang JCB eh. Dito, sikat na sikat ang JCB kasi product ng UK yan. Yung parang mga traktor, yung mga kaputulad ng mga Caterpillar o yung, ano ba yung sikat na Komatsu sa atin ng araw. Yung mga parang, di ba, sa mga construction, mga roads, yung, di ba, yung Komatsu, ganyan.
Yeah.
Oh, so, nakita namin siya, si Fran, na gumagamit no. So, iniisip namin, pag-bulldoze namin yung area. Ganon. Yun, hindi ka makakita talaga ng... Sa Spain talaga, puro magulang.
Of course, that is very expensive.
Magulang.
Okay, bago natin pare.
Ba't nalipat
Yun, nawala tayo. Sige. Direct, meron pa ba? Because after this, I'm just gonna take 5 minutes of your time. I just would like to share to you, mga kaibigan, and to you, paring Sonny, the effect of the use of cell phone, that we keep using it into our ears, how it affects our brain, and at the same time, pare, I just would like to request, my daughter Nikki will have her event. So I have invited her. She's just coming out of her class to talk about her event with TEDx. TEDx, she got the license for TEDx Youth here in Fitzrovia, London. And she was putting together this incredible lineup of speakers, and the show will be on November 28th. So sana, syempre mga kabataan, may mga sarili na silang endeavors. So papasok po si Nikki in the next 5 minutes. So pare, do you know the effect of cell phone use on your brain?
Sige. Ito maganda ho, para malaman nyo kung ano ang mga epekto ho ng cellphone use, no? Na delikado rin pala, no? So baka
Oo.
kayo'y natutulog, nagche-charge kayo, ito alamin na ho natin. Sige, sige,
Oh.
let's go. Take it away, yeah. Sige, ano
So,
yan?
sige. So,
Ano ba yan? Okay.
the last few months, I had been working with a group of scientists from Poland. They had been doing the study in the last 18 months.
Poland?
So, mga
Holland?
kaibigan,
Just
Poland,
okay.
Poland.
Poland. Okay, sige,
Poland,
Okay.
yes. So, Direct, if you can just please show, meron dyan parang the effect of the phone when we use it pala pare, itong phone na to, at
Sige.
least 15 minutes lang on our phone.
Yan ba yan?
It can affect na. So, how it affects our brain, how it affects our heart,
Okay.
how it affects, yung mga headache, even para yung mga lalaki, it can affect your ability to procreate. So, ilalagay mo, parati mo kasing linalagay yung phone dito sa front pocket mo, di ba? On your phone.
Okay.
So, it will affect, the radiation also affects that into our body. So, the other picture, Direct, please.
May isa pang photo,
Meron yung
direct?
picture na dalawang tao, parang it's a thermal scanner.
Yung thermal scan. Tama, yung kanina. Yung
Yeah,
may ulong
they
dalawang
did a
tao.
study.
Ayan.
Yung isang tao na, look at that, the thermographic image of the
Teka muna,
head, yung kaliwa, with
na.
no exposure
Direct.
to harmful
Ako na,
cellphone
okay.
radiation.
Ako na.
Tapos,
Okay.
pare tingnan mo, on the right side, 15-minute lang ng phone call, yung ating brain ay naghihit na siya.
Okay.
So can you imagine if people are using the phones on our ears, di ba? And then, kasi ganyan tayo minsan tapos kung natutulog, minsan ilalagay mo sa dibdib mo. Now, what about the effects to our kids? Because yung mga bata, tinuturuan na natin ito. And sometimes we talk for hours. So that's why, pare, rule number 1, it's better to use a speakerphone.
Okay.
And do you know that on your phone, lahat ng phone po, titingnan mo po sa settings, nandun po pala yung legal agreement dyan. Nagsasabi na it is better for a phone to be used away from our physical or from our face or from our brain. Nandyan pala pare, nakalagay pala yan. So it's our obligation as a consumer to read the regulations.
Wala naman nagbabasa ng mga fine prints, di ba? Yan ang pinakaano lagi, di ba? Hindi mo
Yeah.
haba-haba niya, mga legalese, no? Legal
Correct.
terminal, Andun daw?
Yes,
Andun
and
talaga?
then pare,
Andun? Oh, yeah.
yes, so nandun pala yan lahat kasi that's
Okay.
the requirement pala by law.
Okay.
Then ito pala, di ba, mahilig tayo magamit ng AirPods, parehas mo. The wireless AirPods are very, very dangerous to use.
Wow.
You're better off using the one with a cord.
Wow. So, itong nasa tenga ko, mas pangit pa pala yan.
Yeah, so can you imagine if you have that for 1 hour, pare? So,
Wow.
the effect pala niyan, pare, is parang pinasok mo yung, the food, you can put it in the microwave. So, we keep
Okay.
heating our food in the microwave, right?
Right,
That is
yeah.
also a big no-no. So, parang the idea is, if you keep heating your food in a microwave, the amount of heat that's being, taken from the microwave, that could exactly affect our brain as well. Kasi ang dami nating headache, hindi tayo makatulog, etc. So, bottom line, pare, in Friga, I have tied up with a group of the scientists to put a patch. So, there is a patch that you can put into your phone to help reduce the emission of the electromagnetic here. Nandito yan sa loob. Then, Friga now, you can put this antenna, pare. This will now reduce 98% that you can put it on your phone here. On the phone.
Oh, right. Oh,
To reduce the interference of the electromagnetic activity. So lahat siya, pare, it's all scientifically proven. It's been studied many times. The effects on what are the effects of this, lahat na lang halos. How do you protect yourself from the mobile phone, etc. So nandito siya lahat, pare. So I'm gonna be launching this in the next 30 days for my Chinese New Year. So I'm just sharing that to you.
Oh, okay.
And then marami
Okay.
pa. Marami
Alright.
pa.
Okay. Well, that's quite interesting.
Anything for our health. is makakatulong.
Oo, yun nga, di ba, yung hindi dapat malapit sa'yo, lalo na sa pagtulog. Minsan, mga charging natin, ako, guilty ako dyan. Minsan, naka-charge siya, nasa tabi ko, di ba, minsan, tinitignan ko.
Correct.
Minsan tayo, pag gising ng mga karamihan ng mga tao, first thing kagad, tinitignan mga cellphone. So,
Yes.
which is
Kasi ano na yun eh.
not a good habit talaga because, di ba? Well,
Tapos pupunta pa tayo sa mga CR natin, di ba? We bring the cellphone everywhere. The babies, tinuturuan na natin mag-iPad, etc.
Ikaw,
Diba?
malinis. How do you listen to me? How do you hear it to me? Yung it comes out of your yung kung ano yung machine mo diyan?
May laptop. May
audio,
laptop.
yun na, doon narinig. So wala kang earpiece na
Yes.
katulad ko. Wala na yan.
No, because I like what I said. I am so guilty now to use when I learn because
okay.
I noticed, pare, when I was on the phone for a long time,
Right?
my God, I really have a terrible headache, and it also has affected my sleep. And in fact, with that, there's also another gadget that they are developing for me that you can put it under your pillow. Where is it? It's also a
Alright.
small gadget that you can put under your pillow. This is also like a cards.
Mhm.
So these are like magnetic cards that you can put under your pillow, and this can help you. For some reason, it neutralizes and it sanction mga interference around us, mga 5G, etc. That you can put this under your pillow to sleep. So I just arrived today, so I'm gonna try this. I'm just sharing this to you guys.
Okay.
So,
So you'll
also
have a
the
look at that.
affirmation
Okay.
as well.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, and this is all like been studying for the last 18 years. And this is from a family of scientists.
Saan? Sa Poland?
you
Poland
can-
siya na? Ganun?
Yes, from Poland.
Ah,
And
okay.
yeah, they have
Alright.
been using the study talaga since many, many years ago. So pare, yon ang gusto kong i-share sa inyo mga kaibigan. So careful use, minimum use. If you do have to use, then use a speakerphone
Okay. Well,
if you can.
sige, tignan nga. May mga additional comments ba tayo? Reactions dito? Meron ba tayong ano?
Oo, kasi nandito na pare si Nikki. I think she's
Andiyan na
on
ba
the
si Nikki?
line now.
Is she, ano? Yeah,
Oo,
great
let's
day.
welcome her pare.
Miss Marites and Sir Sonny, Alma Magnolia Natividad. Ayan, sino pa ba? Sige, pasok mo lang mabilis na bago natin ipasok si Nikki.
Si Ruby, Ruby Lebrojo, happy cold Wednesday, Miss Lovely, Marites, and always good looking, long hair, Sir Sunny, and all viewers.
Okay. Right. Yes. Long hair. Nagmingi ako ng advice nga kay Maring Marites, no? Alam mo yung beauty niyan. Yung kanya how she carries yung mga tips and on how to be beautiful. Although beautiful hindi naman beautiful sa babae, no? Sa lalaki hindi naman. Okay. Sino yan? Miss Allen po, paano po ba mas malakas ng 22 babae po ba ang lalaki kung hindi nagkakamali sa VP Lenny Year of the Snake? BBM Year of the Rooster, Sana Year of the... Ano year ba next
I am
year?
yet to analyze their charts. Yeah, I am yet to analyze
Tama,
their
i-analyze pa.
charts. So, yeah,
Ano
wag
bang
muna,
year
don't
next year?
pressure yourself.
Mare, ano ba next year? Anong next year?
Year of the Tiger.
A tiger. Year of the Tiger. All right.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
All right.
yan.
Sige. Okay.
Oo,
Sino pa ba? May message pa ba? Maggie Paras, Miss Allen. Ayun, okay. So, yun ang last niyan. Rudy Librojo, cool. Okay. Okay. All right. Nako, here she is now. Mare, when I remember, I didn't know that Nikki would be around. But when I first saw you, when you were in, sabi ko, biglang nagkaroon na parang flash na parang Nikki ang mukha mo. Di ba? Sabi ko sa'yo. Hindi ko alam na andito pala si Nikki makakasama natin.
so it's ano na pare, it's your my baby. You can interview my baby now. I'll be on the side.
Understand Tagalog ba
this
si
is what she
Nikki? Naintindihan ba ni Nikki yung Tagalog? Some Tagalog words? O hindi?
You ask her.
Gamay lang, konti lang. Oh, let's say hello to her. Ladies and gentlemen, the mom is here, very beautiful. Diba? Siyempre, from the tree ba yan? Ano ba tawag? There's expression, diba? The fruit that doesn't fall away far away from
far from the tree.
From the tree. Ladies and gentlemen, the youngest, her beautiful daughter, and entrepreneurial as well, just like the mom. She was telling us about another product. She came from Italy for some wine tasting and wine deals, and then she went to Dubai for the NFTs and everything. With Kirk the eldest was also entrepreneurial. So everybody's entrepreneurial. It runs in the blood. Ladies and gentlemen, the very beautiful Nikki Allen. Good afternoon, Nikki. How are you?
Hi, I'm really good. How are you?
Well, I'm fine. We're fine. We're fine. Tito San is fine. Do you know a bit of
Hi,
Tagalog? Do you know
baby.
Hi.
Tagalog? Do you understand Tagalog words?
Konti lang. I mean, I can understand. I'm just bad at speaking.
Okay.
So,
But you understand most of it, would you say?
yeah, I think so.
You would because
I think
you
so.
were born in the UK. Was she born in the UK and grew up here?
Philippines.
Ah, you
Philippines.
were born in the Philippines. All right.
Yeah, St. Luke's.
St. Luke's. Wow, social. 18 years ago. Yeah, well, when you say St. Luke's, it's one of those good hospitals, and it's a bit posh, you would say. So you were born there, and then when did you arrive in the UK?
So I spent the first 7 years of my life in the Philippines, and then we spent another 5, 6 years in Oxford, and then we moved back to the Philippines for another 5, 6 years, and then we came back to England, moved to London last year. So it's been a lot of back and
Wow.
forth.
So it's a back and forth. So there's going to be a tally board. Where, these are the number of years in Philippines as against the number of years in the UK. But you
Yeah.
I
grew up.
lost track.
Oh, nga, oh, nga. Tell us about this project of yours. I remember you were having it earlier, and you were talking about the same
Yeah.
guests. I think the guy is going to be building a community in Mars. Is it the same thing?
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
first
yeah.
of all, how did you get into this TEDx thing? It's a big thing, because you've got the best speakers guesting on TED. But how did you get into this? How did this come into being?
Yeah, so I used to go to the British School Manila when I lived in the Philippines, and I was in charge of the TEDx committee the final year I was there. So I was the president, and the subsequent years before then, I was part of, helping to recruit the speakers and draft their talks or make the entire experience enjoyable for the people attending. So I've been part of the TEDx community for 3, 4 years already, and when I moved to the UK, my new school did not have a TEDx team, and I really wanted to host one still for this year. So instead of partnering with our school, I got a few friends and I to independently organize and host our own event. And that will be happening on the 28th of November, which is the weekend after next on a Sunday.
Weekend after next. So when is that exactly? Oh, here
So
in
the
the UK, when you
28th.
say, wait, by the way, what's the time? Oh, it's 10 to, 10 to 10
Yeah.
or 10 to 5 or, quarter past. Whereas in the Philippines, we say,
Yeah.
what's the time? Oh, it's 10:54. It's 11:35.
Yeah.
Here in the UK,
Um,
10 to a quarter past, half past. So when is this
yeah.
exactly?
So it's Sunday, the 28th of November,
Oh,
1:15 p.m. British Standard Time, which I think would be 9:15 p.m. Philippine Standard Time. But if there are any Filipinos in Europe, or if they're happy to join just in the evening before bed, you can join and leave at any point. It's not a strict boundary. The event will run for around 2 to 3 hours. So we have 7 really interesting talks. And if you want to know more, we have an official page on the TED website, which lists all of the speakers and what they do and everything. And we also have our Instagram page if you guys wanted to find out more details. Or if not, you can message me directly as well. I'll be happy to reply to any of those.
Yeah. It's
wow.
Derek can actually flash them,
Direct,
pare.
yes.
Derek
Oh,
can flash the details of the event.
oh yeah. Okay.
Um, yeah.
So this is actually, you have 7 speakers for that particular session, all in one
Yep.
go? All
Yeah,
right.
so we've created a speaker lineup, and after every single speaker, you can do an individual Q&A with them. We're going to host discussion groups and create a brainstorming document. And because the event is online, you're going to be able to unmute, turn on your video, and just directly connect to the speakers wherever you are in the world. So we're hoping to get people from Canada, New York, the Philippines, Iceland, the UK, all just tuning in to that event. So it'll be really nice and a really interactive experience.
So being on the TED main website, being there as, like calendared as an event, so that gives you a very huge exposure, Nikki. doesn't it?
Yeah, hopefully. Every single time you host an event, you have the opportunity to um, make your own page on the TED website. And so thankfully, I've already been planning for next year. So I've been accepted into the TEDx King's College London committee to work directly with the speakers for next year. So I already have plans after this event to move on to another one.
Wait a minute, funds coming from TEDx, from TED, or from your own
Sorry?
endeavor? No, what do you said? From now on, I'm going to have funds for next year. You said was that the language?
Plans.
Plans.
Sorry, plans.
Plans,
Oh,
yes.
I also
Yes.
thought also fans, but plans. All right. But I know one.
Yeah, Nikki.
I wouldn't be surprised if you haven't got fans when they get to see you. Yeah, Mare, yeah.
Yeah, Nikki, maybe you could tell us about the quick rundown of the speakers and what are
Yes.
their expertise. So for
Mhm.
our for the viewers' understanding as well.
Yeah, so the entire event is centered around the theme of onwards and upwards. And to us, it focuses on how younger generations can facilitate positive and innovative change, both on a personal scale, so how we interact with others or ourselves, or to modern society as a whole, globally. So as you mentioned, we have Alfredo Munoz, who's the lead architect for the NASA Mars project. So by 2052, they're planning on beginning the build of housing, infrastructure, etc. on Mars. We also have Barry Poosman, who's going to be talking about virtual reality, and he's done many events with the UN, hosting UN conferences, but with VR technology. And so we're going to talk about how that's a vehicle for social innovation and change as well in the future, especially after COVID. So for example, in education, if you can use VR to be by the pyramids of Egypt, and it'll enhance your learning experience.
You mean VR, Nikki, is virtual reality,
Virtual
right?
reality. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. They have the Oculus. Oculus. Have you heard of it?
Yeah.
Oculus.
I've heard of
Yes.
that as well.
All
Yeah.
right. Okay. Go ahead. Yeah. So there's some of the guests that you have. So you already mentioned a guy who is going to be building the committee in front and in space. The VR guy.
Mm-hmm.
Who else?
Yeah, and then we have Daniel Sokol because he's a medical ethicist and lawyer. So he normally deals with personal injury claims. And we came up with this talk because we think that with medicine in particular, there are so many moral dilemmas and ethical questions that come up. So he'll be sharing 3 different stories of experiences he's had with clients. And it really makes you think on where fault should be placed or how it should be distributed. For example, if a patient shows up with seemingly innocent symptoms, and so a doctor treats it calmly, and then later on it grows into something more deadly and serious that was unforeseen. And then we have Dave Buonagwidi, who is an artist in London, but he didn't always used to be an artist. He changed his career path halfway through his life, and so he's going to be breaking the boundaries and breaking stereotypes of having to stick to a career that you're not passionate about anymore, and just inspiring people to, live their passions and your dreams, because you're going to end up doing that anyway to be happy. And then we have Matthew Kitchen and Isla Castle, and they've created a vending machine that has healthy vegan products inside, because whenever you're out and about, it seems like the only accessible foods are chocolates and crisps and everything. And so they're endeavoring into a brand new market where they get to promote, healthy plant-based meals and snacks to people who are outside and make it cheap and accessible for them. And then the last 2 speakers we have are Victoria Roth, who will be talking about how she experienced failure, but how she changed her mindset to think of failure as a stepping stone to breakthroughs rather than something that makes you stop living your dreams and stop your passions. And then Zubair will be talking about his platform that he created, Znotes, which is a website that collates almost every single academic resource you could think of to make education accessible to all, because he believes that students are normally overlooked and have the ability to democratize education. So those are our 7 talks by our 8 different speakers, and I feel like they cover such a broad range of topics as well. So if there is one that specifically spoke to you, then you could join in at that point of the session and discuss with everybody else on the call and give your own ideas or talk to the speaker directly as well.
Oh, very, very good lineup,
Yeah,
fantastic.
well done.
Can you, let's show, Pao, let's, from the top, parang down, okay, that's, so Nikki's the organizing, oh, yes, the organizer, Nicole, yeah. And then, itaas mo, no, let's go up again from the beginning, yung mga, parang scroll lang. Sige, shift mo lang from the beginning, Alfredo Munoz, sige, shift mo. No, shift. I mean, nasa amin pa yung camera. Pakita mo yung ano. Pakita mo. Ayan. O ngayon, let's go through the guest lip. Isang pasada lang. Ayan. So, yung kanina sinasabi niya, si Munoz, asan na yun? Yung kanina. Speakers, Alfredo Munoz, and then Harry, how do you pronounce that?
Barry
Pusman.
Barry Pusman. Sige, pasada lang. Down, Pao. Direct. Barry Pusman, then Daniel Sokol. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly. Dave Bonagudi. Okay, there. Sige. Bilisan natin, Pao. Matthew Kitchen and Isis Castle. Victoria Roth. Zubair. Is it Zubair or Zubair Jr.? Okay, well, fantastic lineup, huh? Very, very fantastic lineup. But nowadays, I don't know if you've heard of the metaverse. They're talking about that because Facebook has changed it to metaverse. And this, the virtual realities, a lot of companies now are extensively doing research and making products for VR. And this is a very timely, talk and chat from, what's the name of the guy who's going to be talking about that?
Barry
The virtual
Pusman with the virtual reality.
Yeah, but you're good. How did you get them all together? How long did it take you, for example, to brainstorm, and how long was the contacting coordination with each of those speakers? Because these are different 7 people, or there's one of them. There's 2 actually, but so more or less this is 8 people, right? 8 people that you coordinated. So how long did it take you to more or less coordinate all of these people? Because these are not too easy to connect to and organize. Marvelous job. But how did you do it?
So we began planning for the licensing for the event last November, and it does take a few weeks for the license to be accepted, and there are many questions involved. So we began that last September, October, November time. It did take a few months to write the proposal and then have communications back and forth with TED. And then from then, we chose around 4 to 5 different areas or themes that we wanted to focus on. So for example, one of them was mental health, and Victoria Roth's talk is most applicable to that because she talks about her experience with failure, which is a very personal feeling, and something that isn't normally looked at in the positive light. So we wanted to share those ideas. And then we came up with technology, and that's where Barry Pusman comes in with virtual reality and modern innovation that comes with there, and et cetera, We have science and ethics, so philosophy with Daniel Sokol, and being a medical barrister and lawyer. So we found these people just all over, really. So we found Daniel Sokol off of a BBC article that we were reading, and we found Alfredo Munoz just because we saw his amazing artwork on Mars and thought he was really, really interesting and that his work was incredible, etc. So that's how we found everyone. And, we sent them invitations, and some people were busy on the day that we had planned, etc. So there is around a month of just brainstorming their talk ideas, because what we present to them as an idea completely changes by the time we actually write the script and present the talk. just because you think of things you never thought about, or you find something else that's more interesting. So it's been almost a year in planning. And the event was initially planned for August, but then we postponed it to November as it was the summer where everything was opening up. And we believed that most people would prefer to attend in November when they began work and school again. So,
Okay. Well, so how can they watch this now? Okay, so how can they see this, watch this? Yeah, these are marvelous speakers, and they, took a while because you were working on scripts and everything. So how can they watch this? How can they, be more, informed?
Participate in the time.
Yeah, informed and participate and be really involved by way of watching, of course. So how can they access this, Nikki?
So on that TED website you just presented, at the very top, it's a blue button that says attend this event. So when you click that button, it should direct you
Pakilabas
to...
yun. While Nikki's mentioning that, sorry, she should pick that up, no? You were mentioning about how do you watch you? Sorry, direct pakilabas yun na. Okay, so there's going to be on the TED page, there's a blue button. Direct pakilabas yun.
Yeah, it says attend this event. And so it'll bring you to a link tree, which you can choose whether you want to see our Instagram or our TED page. But to buy tickets or reserve your spot, there's the Eventbrite link. And when you click on that, you're able to reserve your ticket there. It's £5 British pounds for general admission, but if you're a student, we offer a discounted price of £3. And with this ticket, you're able to directly interact with the speakers. You're able to join the polls and the discussion groups and brainstorming documents that we're going to be creating during the day. So it's almost like a little workshop and just a nice brain massage for a Sunday afternoon. So yeah, it's just on the Eventbrite page to buy the tickets.
Okay, so go to the page TEDx, and then we're trying to flash the what do you call this, the Eventbrite. So this is how it looks like, right?
Yes.
This is the Eventbrite page. So £5 lang ho, mga kaibigan. It's very murang-mura lang yan, but you get to watch all of these people. So that is for how long will it run now, Nikki?
So we're presuming it would run from 1:15 p.m. British Standard Time to 4:30 p.m. British Standard Time. So it would begin 9 p.m. Manila time,
Right.
but you're welcome to join and leave whenever you want. It's not very strict. We're happy for you to come in and just say hi if you wanted, or listen to a talk. So just whatever fits into your schedule. And it will be an exclusive Zoom meeting link.
Okay, wow. £5 for the whole 7
Well done.
speakers. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Wow, mura-mura lang
Yeah.
yun. Marami na
Tulong
kayo
lang, oo.
natutunan
That's
para kang
really,
nanood ng
ano.
pelikula o palabas o
Yeah.
whatever show, no? Maganda yan.
That's
Sige,
only a
ako-
token. Honestly, that's only a token that they'd like to, offer to the guest later, So like, I don't know,
Yeah.
bring them wine or something. But well done, my dear,
Well
my
done,
dear
well done.
Nikki.
Congratulations, Nikki. Yes. I'm going to be watching. I'm interested in all these things. So yeah,
I was also just
Magano,
going to
Eventbrite. So we'll go to Eventbrite.
Yeah.
£5 lang ako, mura-mura para ka lang kumain ng isang sandwich lang yan. Okay? Mas mura
Yeah,
pa yan.
correct.
So thank
The
you.
entire event is
Yeah.
non-profit.
Okay.
So any proceeds will either go towards the creation of the event. So for example, if we had any costs with Zoom, etc., and then any extra profits will go to a chosen charity of ours in London
Wow.
called Reach Out. That is only like directly linked to the youth or the homeless youth in London. And we felt like that was the most fitting because our event is particularly aimed to like younger audiences, but we accept anybody, of course. We're here to spread ideas, and
Galing.
anybody
Yeah,
as
you're
well.
good. You're doing well.
But,
You're
yeah.
doing well. I'm so impressed.
Well done.
Mare, impressed ako. Ang galing. Well, ang galing.
Thanks,
Non-profit, and
baby.
yet you have some things for charity, if anything, and it goes on to the next project that you have, diba? So tuloy-tuloy yan. Yeah, we pray that you have more because this is wow, great, no. I salute you and the
Really,
mommy
yeah.
who's responsible for creating you. Because without your mom, you wouldn't be there. And you wouldn't have these bright ideas, sharing it to everybody who's watching us. And having, di ba, for charity pa, kung may matira, kung maganda ang proceeds. No?
Yeah.
So maganda.
That's
Laudable,
right.
very laudable, Nikki. I kudos to you, no, to what you've done. It hasn't happened yet, but yes, the effort and the intention is very laudable. Great, great.
Yeah.
Mabuhay,
And may I just remind you,
Go ahead.
Sonny, the last time you interviewed Nikki was, I think, about 12 years ago when she was baking when we were in holiday home, one Christmas
Yes.
holiday home in Norfolk, I think.
Yes.
It was like
Yes.
12 years ago, my friends, and she was just like this little girl who was like very busy making some Christmas, cake when we were in a holiday home in Norfolk 12 years ago.
Yes,
So
yes,
now,
yes,
there
yes.
she is.
Now, wow! And I remember when you were young, you had this, like a contract with your mom. I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, a contract with your. Amazing for a young girl like you coming up, with the do's and don'ts about limitations and everything, what you can do. That was wonderful and that was cute. So I
She
remember
still
everything.
is right now.
I saw you
Yeah, so
growing
thank
up,
you.
Nikki. I saw you growing up, and imagine and here you are now, a very intelligent young woman. Now you've grown up, you've blossomed into a beautiful and intelligent woman. Combination of brains and beauty, taken from the mom. So mabuhay.
Sorry, Sunny. Thanks, baby. So you're going back to your class now. So thank you for
She's in
joining.
school. Nasa ano? Are you in
Yes.
in your like dorm?
Yes, she's
So I'm in my dorm right now, but I have to go to the lab.
All
We're
right.
analyzing mouth
Wow.
brain.
Okay,
Well,
I'll
thank
see
you for
you
dropping by,
hopefully during the weekend.
Nikki. You take care, and more power. Ayan, galing-galing
Yeah,
naman ni
so-
Nikki.
Love you, baby.
It's just
Ayan.
called TEDx Youth at Fitzrovia on the TED website, and you can get all the links there. So, thank
Yes.
you.
Okay.
Check it out.
Thank
TEDx Youth at Fitzrovia. Ayun.
Yeah.
Mga kaibigan, mabuhay.
Love you.
All right.
See you.
Okay. So, thank you,
Bye.
Nikki. You take care. Nako, Mari, grabe. Ang talino niya ngayon. Grabing kausapin yung mga ideas niya, yung ginawa niya, di ba? And
Grabe, no?
the list of people that she, kumbaga, di ba, coordinated
Yeah,
with.
amazing.
Amazing.
I am speechless myself. Grabe.
Oo, imagine mo yan.
She did good. She did good.
Lit-lit lang ni Nikki noong araw, di ba? Ilang taon ba siya, no? Kung how many years. Imagine mo yan. Ngayon,
Yan.
wow. Ano?
Naglalakad-lakad pa yan dun sa ating event sa Kensington.
Oo, ngayon, andyan na siya and she's very articulate. Ha? Nagulat ako and how, the mere fact that is already a feat, no? Yung nagawa niya to coordinate all of those and to think and brainstorm.
and-
Sino i-guess ko?
Exactly. I cannot even pull it off. I cannot
Oh.
even pull off like those lineable speakers. I have to
Oh.
tell you that.
Yes.
I mean,
Oo,
that's
ayan.
amazing.
Oh, yeah, kita mo yung mukha na niya dyan sa TEDx. Oh, grabe, kita mo. Siya mismo. Kaya very proud tayo sa kanya. I'm proud of her. Ganda mo ng
Yes.
photo niya.
Oh.
Kita mo naman. No? Nicola Allen. Ayan. Wow. Very proud kami. I'm really proud. Tony,
Thank
manonood
you.
ako. I'll buy a ticket dyan sa
Yeah, please,
sa
please. She
Eventbrite.
would be very
Bibili ako ng
thrilled.
ticket. Uy, manood doon kayo. Magkano ba yung 5? Hindi,
£5
5 sa
lang,
Pilipinas.
no?
No? Mga 300 pesos yata ba? Magkano ba sa Pilipinas? Hindi ko alam kung magkano sa Pilipinas.
I think for them, yeah, it's not really for profit, but I think for her, so it's really like time and what she can share, which is
Yeah,
good. which is
Achievement
good.
yan. Achievement niyan.
Yeah.
To get all of pagka natuloy yung community sa Mars, no? Kasi nagkaroon ng contest yan kung sino yung mga design ng community. O biro mo yan,
Oo.
sa Mars na pinag-uusapan. At lahat ng
Exactly.
gamit doon gagawin. Ngayon, metaverse. We're talking about Facebook, yung metaverse, yung mga VR companies, yan. Lahat yan ngayon, yan ang magkakaroon na ng Web3. Ngayon, Web2 pa lang kung yung internet natin, magkakaroon na ng Web3. So a lot of technologies, a lot of things. Andiyan na yung mga electric cars. Ridian ba to? Ridian, Lucid, ang dami na, naglalabasan. Nikola Trucks. Uy, Nikola Trucks. Lalabas yan. Mare,
Yeah,
alam ko,
lahat.
may alam kong
Yes.
your time is so important. So, magpaalam na tayo. Sige.
Us. So mga kaibigan, thank you once again, and I hope you will support my daughter's TEDx talk. That's gonna be on November 28th. Check nyo lang po yan, TEDx Youth Fitzrovia. You can actually I'm gonna promote it also on my page, and then you can just simply link. It has a Facebook account, it has an Instagram account, Eventbrite, or YouTube as well. So,
Sige,
pare,
Mare,
maraming
bigay.
salamat for the opportunity, and I wish you well, and I'll see you next week.
Yes, wish you well. Create that, then we'll link it up, no? So maraming salamat mga
Yeah.
kaibigan. Thank you very much for watching. Sa ngalan ni Marites Allen at yung kanyang napakagandang daughter si Nikki Allen to, si Sonny Laragan po, nagsasabing thank you very much sa inyong walang sawang pagsubaybay. Let's do it again next week. Till then, God bless, take care, and bye-bye.
Care. Bye.
Takot yung iluto mo Pero ako pa. Paborito ko yan.
Sa World Remit, naiintindihan namin ang iyong paglalakbay. Na minsan, kailangan lumayo upang makamit ang tagumpay. With ways to save more, when you send more, World Remit is here for you. So you can be there for them.